Greetings in the name of the Most High Jah Rastafari. My good name is Marley Moses, the positive warrior, alongside...
Yes, sir, DJ D-Rage, the baddest. Each and every Wednesday from 10 p.m. on KBC Channel 1 TV.
Tunakuletea the biggest reggae party in 254 in a yard extra. Extra niceness of reggae music.
Extra dose of entertainment.
When the thing is nice, we have
to do it twice.
Welcome to the Kenya Deposit Insurance Corporation, or KDIC, a state corporation established under the KDI Act Cap 487C. KDIC, safer, stronger, together.
Wananifurusha hapa, mimi nimelelewa hapa. Na wewe nani alikuambia kwamba hii nyumba ni ya babako?
Kaka. Saideje Kalumbi?
Una mashani ni mpenzi wangu.
Tumenita nini?
Unasema uongo baada ya machafu yote kakako aliyokufanyia.
Mimi kuna kitu sielewi kabisa, mimi sikuelewi.
Wala siko tayari kukuelewesha, umenisikia?
Mimi nimekuwa huko nje miaka mingapi? Mbona haikuwa aibu jamani?
Did someone try to knock me dead with their car?
Yes, Kanyanchui, Jibu, Rea. I can't tell you guys everything.
I don't care. Mwanaume ni kujitegemea. He has a new food business now.
Jeff, when you know the father? But the Gitano of Catholic Church, of course I know him.
No, I am going to the principal's office to solicit your removal from this school. You cannot yell at me like that.
Well, it is the 14th day of October 2024. The time, 9 p.m. East African.
And as we go on air tonight, women's group in Kirinyaga County have endorsed the area governor, Anne Waiguru, as the next deputy president should the impeachment motion against the current in command sail through.
That's right. And remember, it's a Monday, so your weekly feature, The Cabinet, we feature Zipapa.
All that's coming up, but first, the highlights.
Hearing proceedings on the proposed removal from office by impeachment of Honorable the Governor of Kericho County hereby terminates.
Mutai survives.
Senators throw out the impeachment of the Kericho County Governor. regarding impeachment motion.
Chief Justice Martha Koome appoints a 3-judge bench to hear DP's impeachment motion.
And relief at the pump.
The cost of super petrol drops in the latest review.
Our socials at KBC Channel 1 on X, YouTube, and Facebook. Our sign language expert tonight is Brian Moraro.
Straight to our top story now. The Senate has thrown out the impeachment of Kericho County Governor Eric Mutai.
Senators voted to halt the consideration of charges leveled against the governor after it was established that the Kericho County Assembly had failed to raise the requisite threshold needed to impeach the county boss.
Mboya opens that story on the night that Mboya and Muchuma are anchoring.
Governor Eric Mutai appears to have survived the wrath of Kericho ward representatives, at least for now.
Honorable Dr. Eric Kipkoech Mutai, how do you plead to ground 2, guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
The embattled county boss had pleaded not guilty to all charges against him. He sat pensively as his legal team mounted a challenge against technicalities that had preceded his ouster by the Kericho County Assembly.
It is our argument that 31 is not the same as 31.3. How do you treat a fraction where it relates to human beings? Are you going to say because it's 0.3 you dismiss it and scale it down to 31, or even 0.3 itself represents a person?
Again, Mr. Speaker, sir, you will note that this is an issue that has been contested. We will be producing evidence before you to indicate indeed that that threshold was met.
34 senators agreed with the governor that the Kericho County Assembly did not raise the constitutionally required threshold to send him packing.
Even when we shall be voting for the next big assignment on Thursday, Mr. Speaker, 2/3 is equivalent to 44.6. The required number is not 44, but 45.
Nataka kusema tu ya kwamba turuhusu ya kwamba kesi hii ambayo iko mbele yetu iweze kuendelea, tuweke hii preliminary objection kando kidogo ili tuweze kuichukua pamoja na hizi zingine kama vile tulifanya mfano wa Mheshimiwa Sonko.
Previously, also in Ferdinand Waititu versus the County Assembly of Kiambu, such POs have been raised. What did your predecessors do? They let the jury make the determination, which is all the 47 delegations.
Now, honorable senators, the motion having been approved, the hearing proceedings on the proposed removal from office by impeachment of Honorable Dr. Eric Kipkoech Mutai, the governor of Kericho County, hereby terminates.
The Senate had set Monday and Tuesday as the days when the parties would make their case before handing down judgment.
Tulikuwa naona kama ilikuwa iko na haraka sana, ilitekelezwa kwa haraka katika County Assembly, na tuliona governor alikuwa ameomba msamaha, na vile tunaona kwamba ni kwamba Mungu amesikia maombi ya wananchi wa Kericho.
Nataka niambie tena our governor wetu ya kwamba asiwe na celebration, akuje sasa afanyie kazi wananchi na kuona mahali ambayo ilikuwa na makosa arekebishe.
The frosty relations between the Kericho County Executive and the Assembly stem from, among others, claims by the MCAs that the governor had violated the Constitution and hence proved unfit to hold office. Mutai, who swept his way to the helm of the Kericho County Executive, has seen his popularity plummet, especially among members of the Kericho County Assembly. For now, Governor Mutai is a free man thanks to the Senate. Kamchemenza for Prime Edition.
The National Assembly and Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua have submitted their evidence and relevant documents to the clerk of the Senate in readiness for the impeachment hearing set for Wednesday and Thursday.
Now remember, the National Assembly overwhelmingly approved the motion of impeachment, submitting 43 cartons of documents containing 80 copies of evidence to the Senate. The Deputy President's team, represented by lawyers George Sakimpa and Eric Naibei, also submitting 2 cartons of documents.
Meanwhile, Chief Justice Martha Koome has appointed a 3-judge bench to hear and determine all petitions filed across the country by Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua against his impeachment debate at the Senate.
The decision comes as Rigathi Monday filed another application under a certificate of urgency at the High Court to stop the Senate plenary from debating his impeachment on Wednesday and Thursday of this week.
And as Ruth Mboya reports, Gachagua has cited 10 grounds which he termed his impeachment as shambolic, unfair, and a vicarious assault on him.
As embattled Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua strengthened legal battle against his impeachment, Supreme Court President Martha Koome has appointed a 3-judge bench as requested by his counsels last Friday. They had argued that the matter was too weighty to be handled by a single judge.
Pursuant to the court's direction that were issued on the 11th of October, we served all the parties with the pleadings and the order that was issued by the court on the 11th of October 2024.
The 3, led by Judge Eric Ogola, Anthony Murima, and Frida Mugambi, have been tasked to hear out the petition filed by the Deputy President. Koome's move came even as High Court Judge Justice Chacha Mwita set Tuesday afternoon for ruling on Gachagua's applications to hold impeachment process at the Senate.
The remedy, if any, my lord, is to stay the first petition, my lord, in view of the fresh petition that raises fresh issues that could not have been covered with that first petition and given the constraints of time.
Gachagua's counsels, led by Paul Muite, argued that the impeachment risked barring him permanently from holding public office if the conservatory orders are not issued.
75% of the Kenyan people, 24,122, said the president and his deputy should be impeached together. So the overwhelming majority in this limited public participation voted in favor of both being impeached, but 93% were against the impeachment of the Deputy President.
They also termed the impeachment process a gross violation of the Constitution, marred with irregularities and illegalities.
We plead that you grant us a stay of that resolution, a stay of the impeachment in the Senate.
However, as lawyers Paul Nyamodi and Peter Wanyama, representing the National Assembly, Senate and the Speaker, argue that the reliefs Gachagua was seeking in court will still be accessible to him if he is impeached.
But the public have no compulsion to participate. There is no corresponding duty in the Constitution that when public participation takes place, then all citizens or a certain category of citizens of Kenyans must participate.
They can question the adequacy of that public participation,
But, my Lord, public participation has been conducted to a sufficient degree of acceptability. My Lord, that is why in the response, my Lord, you can see numbers being quoted by the petitioner.
The court was further informed by the respondent that at this juncture, Gachagwa's predicament is same as Governor Kawira Mwangaza's fate, and that he could wait for the legislative process to go on before coming to court. As the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua put another stab on Monday to stop his impeachment, the respondents have accused him for forum shopping behavior, citing that he cannot approbate and reprobate the suit. Ruth Wamboi reporting from Milimani's High Court.
And of course, we will be tracking for you. And as the DP's legal battles continue, the National Cohesion and Integration Commission has asked the Senate to be fair, balanced, and also to avoid political bias in the impeachment trial of Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua.
NCIC Chairman Samuel Kobia, in a meeting with editors, warned that Gachagua's impeachment could divide the country if justice will not be seen to be done.
Asante, Bwana Speaker.
As the country awaits to know the fate of Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, on Thursday this week, the National Cohesion and Integration Commission (NCIC) urged the Senate to steer clear of political bias and carry out the impeachment process by the law.
The country is going through an unprecedented moment, leading to a possible impeachment of the Deputy President. We feel that the Senate, in handling this matter, should do it in a way that all Kenyans will feel that it has been fair.
NCIC Chairman Samuel Kobia, who spoke during a meeting with editors, intimated a possibility of ethnic tensions and polarization among communities if justice will not be served.
Because as NCIC, our major concern is that the way this process is shaping up, it could easily lead to conflicts between the people of the Mount Kenya area and the people from other parts of the country.
While calling on the media to provide a platform for conversations, the Integration Commission said it's crucial to ensure that voices from every generation are heard to avert the recurrence of Gen Z protests in the future.
We want to ensure that every voice is part of this narrative. Media has the power to bring people together, to inspire action, and to ignite change. By working closely with our media partners, we are creating platforms for these conversations to happen on a broader scale.
While our outreach to the communities involves reaching out to them and taking the media to them to enable them to understand how media operates, but also to allow them, in the spirit of inclusivity, to contribute to the editorial agenda.
Give us Minor, Prime Edition.
The government, through the Ministry of Health, has committed to settle debts owed to faith-based health institutions incurred due to delays in reimbursements by the now defunct National Health Insurance Fund system within the next 90 days.
That's right. Speaking in Nairobi after a meeting with leaders of the religious medical facilities under the umbrella of Christian Health Association of Kenya, Health Principal Secretary Harry Kimutai announced an immediate allocation of 1.5 billion shillings to the faith-based health institutions to help bridge the debt gap.
The ministry has further pledged to release an additional 3 billion shillings in the coming months to address the debt backlog.
Now, Kimutai at the same time announced the establishment of a task force to assess the challenges bedeviling facilities to enhance service delivery under the recently rolled out Social Health Insurance Fund.
Start dispersing to all the healthcare facilities. We've done this because we needed transparency in the whole process. Because previously, some facilities were receiving payments, some were not. Today, they have come up with a formula that we are going to use to pay these debts. Starting from next week, we are going to release another 3 billion that is going to be dispersed to these facilities. The committee that has been formed will also come up with the strategies on how we are going to clear the pending debts, and we shall be engaging the National Treasurer, as I said, and other MDAs who owe NHIF. The faith-based have also agreed to join the technical teams that we shall form together with the counties, that each of the facilities will be visited and any challenges that they face in the system will be ironed out.
Now let's look at an item here on health. The Ministry of Health has received a donation of Mpox kits and drugs from the World Health Organization through USAID for management of neglected tropical diseases.
The handover ceremony, presided over by Health Cabinet Secretary Dr. Deborah Baraza at Afya House, comes at a time when the country is trying to contain the Mpox outbreak that has so far seen 13 cases confirmed across 10 counties in the country.
Here's that report.
During the handover ceremony of the Mpox kits and drugs at Afya House in Nairobi, Health Cabinet Secretary Dr. Deborah Baraza noted the Mpox kits will significantly strengthen the capacity to detect and respond to Mpox cases swiftly.
This is indeed timely because it comes as our nation is grappling with an ongoing Mpox outbreak. And the introduction of these testing kits will enhance our capacity to detect and respond to Mpox cases more swiftly and effectively.
Dr. Baraza noted that the ministry has made significant progress towards neglected tropical diseases such as lymphatic filariasis, soil-transmitted helminths, and schistosomiasis through the implementation of impactful interventions, including the use of preventive chemotherapy.
We have remarkable strides made against neglected tropical diseases, and the mass drug administration campaign play a pivotal role in our fight by targeting at-risk communities and interrupting the cycle of disease transmission.
World Health Organization country representative Dr. Abdurrahman Diallo noted that neglected tropical diseases affects over 1 billion people globally.
NTDs hit predominantly vulnerable populations, people who live in areas where water, sanitation, hygiene constitute a challenge, and where unfortunately access to healthcare services is also limited.
Diallo assured that World Health Organization remains committed to supporting Kenya's efforts in ensuring that emerging infectious diseases like Mpox are effectively managed.
WHO has also supported the training of 137 health workers, 555 airport staff, while providing technical support for screening travelers at 26 points of entry. WHO continues to coordinate with health partners to ensure effective communication and community engagement to raise awareness and reduce transmission risk.
Martini Maslin for Prime Edition.
Well, that story brings us to our first break here on Prime Edition.
We have more that shapes our nation and beyond with the detail and clarity you deserve.
That's right, and all that is coming up after this short break.
Welcome to the Kenya Deposit Insurance Corporation, or KDIC, a state corporation established under the KDI Act Cap 487C. But who exactly are we? KDIC provides a deposit insurance for customers of member institutions. This means we protect your hard-earned money deposited in banks, giving you peace of mind knowing that your savings are safe. KDIC is also mandated to receive, liquidate, and wind up troubled banks, as well as provide incentives for sound risk management. We are here to protect your bank deposit and, together with other safety net players, ensure a stable financial system. KDIC, safer, stronger, together.
Hapa ni Butterfly Care Center. Na watoto hao wanahitaji proper improvement kwa dormitories, classroom, kitchen, vyoo, mahali pa kuogea na mahali pa kuchezea. Pamoja tuna nguvu, na ndio maana Star 470 hash. Option 4 kuna Probox na 1 million Kenyan shillings. Inamaanisha kila stake ambao unacheza nayo ili kushinda Probox au 1 million, part of it inatengwa ili kuimarisha maisha ya watoto wa Butterfly Care Center. Iko na ni mpya na inakufaa na ni star 570 hash. Option ya 4. Pamoja tuchezi tu, tunasaidia na tunashinda.
Welcome back to Prime Edition.
Our socials at KBC Channel 1. We would like to know where you're watching us from.
Very well, let's swing now to the first story of the second part of this broadcast. And Defense Cabinet Secretary Soipan Tuya is tonight calling on families of servicemen and women under the Kenya Defense Forces to continue offering their support as the gallant soldiers defend the country's borders.
The Cabinet Secretary spoke Monday at the Thika Barracks in Kiambu County when she presided over the 13th Kenya Defense Forces Day.
Here is how it went.
At the Thika Barracks in Kiambu County, the uniformed men and women of the Kenya Defense Forces marched in military procession in commemoration of the 13th anniversary of KDF Day. The day honors the sacrifices, dedication and bravery of the soldiers who pay the ultimate price in the line of duty. Defense Cabinet Secretary Soipan Tuya commended the soldiers' commitment to continue executing their duties confidently.
Behind each fallen soldier's name is a unique story, a grieving family, and a resilient community that takes great pride in the legacy they left behind.
This even as she urged continuous support for the gallant officers.
We are fully committed to ensure that the welfare of both serving KDF personnel and the families of departed servicemen and women remains a core priority.
The acts of valor by our gallant soldiers may be viewed as a duty by some. Others may consider them as acts of patriotism, but we perceive them as a higher calling to defend and protect our motherland.
The CS noted that KDF's work transcends the Kenyan border as the gallant soldiers touch lives through humanitarian interventions to communities affected by disasters and poverty alongside their peacekeeping duties. Here's a far reporting for Prime Edition.
Now on to our next item, a big blow to the arts and culture space.
Burial plans for the legendary Luo Benga musician Lilian Auma, popularly known as Princess Julie, are underway in her home village in Bondo in Suna West, Migori County.
According to her son Felix Otieno, the final burial rites will be determined by her fans and also fellow musicians.
The late Princess Julie's home has been bustling with activity as neighbors and friends arrive to pay their last respects to the beloved songbird.
She was just comfortable. She was just herself. And I know the music that she did changed the world.
In addition to the burial expenses awaiting them, Princess Julie's son Felix Otieno and her brother-in-law Maurice Otieno say they have a huge medical bill that accumulated due to complications of the transition from the National Health Insurance Fund to the new Social Health Insurance Fund.
Her illness got critical about 11 weeks. But about 11 weeks ago, when we discovered that she had acute kidney failure. She got ill for 2 weeks, then she got discharged, came back home for I think 3 days, and then we had to take her back to the hospital again.
Princess Julie, famed for her Dunia Mbaya hit song among others, passed away on Saturday while receiving treatment at Migori County Referral Hospital. For Prime Edition, I'm Christine Matunda.
May her soul rest in peace.
Now, on to your favorite weekly program. Chirau Ali Mwakwere has had an illustrious career in both service and politics, leaving a lasting mark on Kenya's political as well as diplomatic landscape.
His political career peaked as he served in various ministerial positions, including labor, foreign affairs, and transport, shaping Kenya's labor laws and infrastructure development in President Mwai Kibaki's administration.
Chirau Ali Mwakwere was born in 1945. He attended Kwale Primary and Intermediate School from 1952 to 1959 before joining Shimolotewa High School from 1960 to 1963. Between 1964 and 1966, he studied education at Kenyatta College, which later became Kenyatta University. After a teaching stint, he joined the University of Reading in the United Kingdom for a diploma in science, graduating in 1974 before proceeding to University of Birmingham from 1974 to 1976 and graduating with a degree in education. From 1982 to 1986, he pursued a master's degree in international transport and maritime studies at the University of Wales, Cardiff. Other courses he studied included Master Trainer Program from the University of Connecticut in United States of America, Maritime Trainers course from Singapore Polytechnic and Educational Management and Administration at Morehouse College in Edinburgh, Scotland. In 1987, Mwakwere became a member of the Chartered Institute of Transport, United Kingdom. From 1978 to 1979, he was the political secretary at the Kenyan Embassy in Saudi Arabia before coming back home to be the pioneer principal of Bandari College in Mombasa, where he worked for 10 years until 1989. It was after Bandari that he joined politics, becoming the Deputy National Executive Officer at the KANU National Secretariat from 1989 to June 1991. He then went into self-employment until June 1992, when he was appointed Kenya's High Commissioner to Zimbabwe until 1998. His posting came with accreditation to Mozambique, Swaziland and Lesotho. From 1996 to 1997, Mwakwere was Kenya's special envoy to the Great Lakes region before becoming Kenya's ambassador to the United Arab Emirates based in Abu Dhabi and accredited to Qatar from 1998 to 2000. On retiring from government service, Mwakwere took up a job with a multinational corporation based in the Middle East as a director of business development for Africa. It was with such a rich background in public and private service that he tried his luck in politics less than 3 months to the 2002 general election and won the Matuga constituency seat. He was appointed Assistant Minister for Foreign Affairs in President Mwai Kibaki's first cabinet. After 6 months, he was appointed Minister for Labour and Human Resource Development. He was behind the development of a series of labour laws. In 2004, he served as Minister for Foreign Affairs. This was probably the height of his political career. He represented the president at many high-level international events. In 2007, he retained his seat on a Party of National Unity ticket after his Shirikisho party joined the outfit that Kibaki had formed to counter Odinga's ODM. In April 2008, Kibaki appointed Mwakwere Minister for Transport, replacing John Michuki, who had introduced strict rules to tame the public service vehicle sector, especially the notorious matatus. The development of the Mombasa port, the laying of a foundation for the Lamu port, the upgrading of Kisumu airport to international status, and revival of railway transport are attributed as some of his successes. In 2010, the court nullified Mokwere's election, citing irregularities. He successfully defended his seat in the ensuing by-election and was appointed Minister for Trade. But barely a day after his appointment, he found himself in more problems with the National Cohesion and Integration Commission, which accused him of engaging in hate speech during his campaigns. He also headed the Ministry of Environment and Natural Resources, where he once again came under criticism for failing to maintain the high standards set by Michuki. He also headed the Ministry of Environment and Natural Resources, where he once again came under criticism for failing to maintain the standards set by Michuki. In the run-up to the 2013 elections, he joined William Ruto's United Republican Party and unsuccessfully contested the Kwale senatorial seat, losing to ODM's Juma Boy. After another stint as ambassador, this time to Tanzania, he went back to politics. In 2016, as heat for the 2017 general election started gathering, he defected to ODM to contest the governorship against the incumbent Salim Mvurya. The former minister's demand for a direct nomination from ODM was met with resistance from other aspirants within the party. Cornered, he jumped to Musyoka's Wiper Democratic Movement Kenya party just days after defecting to ODM. But it was too little too late, and he failed to unseat Mvurya. Jackie Wambiro, The Cabinet.
Hapa ni Butterfly Care Center. Na watoto hao wanahitaji proper improvement kwa dormitories, classroom, kitchen, vyoo, mahali pa kuogea na mahali pa kuchezea. Pamoja tuna nguvu, na ndio maana star 570 hash option 4 kuna probox na 1 million Kenyan shillings. Inamaanisha kila stake ambao unacheza nayo ili kushinda probox au 1 million, part of it inatengwa ili kuimarisha maisha ya watoto wa Butterfly Care Center. Iko na ni mpya na inakufaa, na ni star 570 hash option ya 4. Pamoja tuchezi tu, tunasaidia na tunashinda.
Technology has become a crucial part of our society. Without technological advancements, so much of our everyday lives would be drastically different. As technology develops, it strives to fulfill the changing needs of society. This means that technology exists to help us achieve the things that we wouldn't be able to achieve without it. Take on Tech looks at the advantages and downside of technological innovation in a world that is becoming increasingly dependent on new digital technologies. Every Monday at 10:30 p.m.
Thank you for staying with us. We now change gears now to business news of the day. My name is Irene Mujenga. Now, as of midnight, fuel prices are set to drop after the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority, EPRA, announced reduced pump prices. The price of super petrol will decrease by 8 shillings and 18 cents per litre, diesel by 3 shillings and 54 cents, and kerosene by 6 shillings and 93 cents. In Nairobi, a litre of super petrol will now retail at 180 180 shillings and 66 cents, diesel at 168 shillings and 6 cents, and kerosene will retail also. I will be giving you details of that in our subsequent bulletins. But first, we take a look at that story. Kenyans will benefit from lower fuel prices at the pump for October and November, following the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority's latest price review. This adjustment marks one of the most significant reductions in recent months. Starting at midnight, the price for a litre of super petrol will be 8 shillings lower, diesel will drop by 3 shillings and 54 cents, while kerosene will reduce by 6 shillings and 93 cents. The price cut has been attributed to a decline in the average landed cost of 8.5% for super petrol, 5.5% for diesel, and 6.7% for kerosene. In Nairobi, the new price will see a litre of super petrol retail at 180 shillings and 66 cents, diesel at 168 shillings and 6 cents, while kerosene will retail at 151 shillings and 39 cents. Mombasa will have the lowest prices, with a litre of super petrol at 177 shillings and 42 cents, diesel at 164 shillings and 82 cents, and kerosene at 148 shillings and 15 cents. However, Mandera residents will pay more due to the increased transportation distance. The road maintenance levy will remain at 25 shillings per litre. Now, there's an urgent need for the Kenya Bureau of Standards to shift the narrative from one of inefficiency and corruption to a reputation built on reliability and integrity. Head of Public Service Felix Koskei says adhering to quality standards is key for Kenya to realize the full gains from new trade agreements that the government has secured. Trevor Ngendo has the details.
The government has been proactive in securing new markets driven by strategic trade agreements that have helped Kenya's horticulture, tea, coffee and textiles gain preferential access key markets. With this expanded market access comes the need to meet the high-quality standards required by international regulators to safeguard the country's reputation as a reliable trading partner.
KEBS has promoted a quality culture among Kenyan businesses and industries. This has encouraged businesses to adopt quality management systems.
As we chart the way forward, let us do so with the knowledge that standards will guide us and that quality will define us.
The Kenya Bureau of Standards is under pressure to protect Kenyan consumers by ensuring that products meet national safety and quality standards and fix the gaps that have allowed substandard products to infiltrate the market.
KEBS has found itself in the line of fire from citizens, feeling betrayed and exposed by an institution set for the sole purpose of protecting them. This must stop, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you who truly believe in safeguarding your reputation and that of our country must call these criminals out. We cannot allow a few people to jeopardize a whole nation.
Koskei is urging regulators to ensure they offer an efficient public service.
It's been 50 years of operations, some of which have been characterized by inefficiency and corruption. Going forward, KEBS says it will embrace innovation and collaboration with other industry players to uphold rigorous standards that protect consumers. However, the road to regaining public trust is steep, and the spotlight firmly remains on whether these changes will translate into real results on the ground. Trevor Ngendo for Prime Edition, Nairobi.
Thank you for that report, Trevor. Now, imagine a scenario where you are in your car heading to work and you are stuck in traffic and then decide, I will just fly, then proceed to fly in your car to work. Well, flying cars are no longer just a dream, but a reality in some parts of the world. Automaker Peng is set to roll out flying cars in just 2 years. Betty Kiptum got to have a peek at the experience of a flying car in a tech exhibition and bring us the following report.
At first glance, you would be confused as to whether you are looking at a plane or a car. It just happens to be both. This is the Xpeng X2, a futuristic two-seater flying vehicle that is combining the concept of flying cars with environmental responsibility. The car is fully electric and can be used on both roads and in the air. When on the road, the propeller is tucked in and remains invisible. And when it is time to take to the air, it emerges ready for flight. The designers say the vehicle has autonomous capabilities where the driver sets the location and the machine does all the rest.
It have autonomous drive system. You can just from where is the definition, you just from A to B, it can fly itself. You can just stay in the cockpit and see the gorgeous place, the views itself. It can fly itself.
By 2026, buyers will be able to own the modular flying car, another product of Xpeng. This car releases the small helicopter known as eVTOL for flying. It has an electric drive system that provides continuous charging for the air module. One moment you are in the car, the next you are airborne on the same seat. It targets people who are driving to remote areas with underdeveloped transport infrastructure or areas which are difficult to reach by car.
A very gorgeous place, you just park the car, release the eVTOL, and you can fly it. And this year, by the end of this year, we got to start our pre-order. And next year, I want to fly in Dubai.
The innovations in the mobility industry are being showcased at Global Tech Exhibition GTEX, which is currently underway in Dubai.
With population increase, urban areas are facing a number of challenges. There are many cars on the roads, and the world is trying to move away from fossil fuels. This car has been built to ride on the road and fly at the same time. It is also fully electric. Could this be the answer to those transportation challenges in urban areas? Reporting from GTEX Global in Dubai, my name is Betty Kiptum.
Interesting story there by Betty Kiptum, a car that has the option of flying. Wow, I'm loving the innovation. Now, farmers at Mboya irrigation scheme are calling on the government to urgently address the escalating crisis of snails infestation, which are threatening production. Our reporter Frederick Moki was at the Mboya irrigation scheme to assess the impact and files the following report.
Mboya is known as the rice bowl of Kenya, accounting for about 80% of rice produced in the country. Despite this, local farmers face a new challenge of snails that threaten their ability to meet the rising demand for rice in Kenya, projected at 1 million metric tons annually.
Chenye tumebadilika sana ni sineru na hakuna ndawa ya sineru. Ukipanda mchele ukiwa mchanga inakatakata sana. Mtu anashinda huko kupanda unarudia tena kupanda mpaka iwe strong. So naomba serikali tutafutie ndawa ya sineru.
Farmers say that the snails which thrive in the damp conditions created by irrigation have multiplied rapidly, posing a severe threat to rice harvest.
Mbegu nimeweka kwa nasari, nikiweka maji kwa nasari, hii ndio itavuna ule mchele ukiwa mdogo. Inakatakata kabisa.
Farmers here are keen on increasing the acreage and the rice to meet the growing demand in Kenya, which they say could be enabled by constructing more dams or expanding the capacity of existing dams.
Mchele sio maji. Ikipata tu maji inaweza enda wiki 3 na hiyo mchele itakuwa sawa. So naimiza serikali wajenge damu mingi Kenya mzima, na sisi kama wakulima tuko tayari kurudi kwa shamba.
Katika ukulima wa mchele yenye twaweza omba, ndio maana tupate kitu ama tufike mahali hizo enzi za usoni, tunaomba serikali tuongezee bei, maana tunalima tena tunateseka kwa bei.
As climate change alters ecosystems, pests like snails may continue to thrive. However, industry players in the agricultural sector have vowed to continue forging more collaborative efforts with the policy makers to help counter such challenges, even as Kenya anticipates an increase in production of rice in the next coming years. Reporting from Mboya Irrigation Scheme in Kirinyaga County, my name is Frederick Muoki.
Now, the number of Kenyans using satellite internet nearly doubled over the last 3 months following the licensing and launch of Elon Musk's Starlink internet services in Kenya. Fresh data from the Communication Authority of Kenya indicates that satellite subscriptions recorded a significant 73.1% growth, reaching 8,324 users at the end of June 2024. The entry and licensing of American tech giant Elon Musk's Starlink has disrupted the market, as reported by the latest statistics from the Communication Authority of Kenya. In the 3 months to end of June 2024, Starlink, having launched over 3,000 satellites into low Earth orbit, more than doubled its satellite data subscriptions across Kenya. The number of Kenyans using satellite internet for work, education, healthcare and entertainment rose to 8,324,000, up from 4,808 users in March, reflecting a 73.1% growth. This growth has boosted Starlink's market share to 0.5%. During this period, Safaricom maintained the largest market share at 36.4%, followed by Jamii Telcom and Wananchi Group at 24% and 17% respectively. The report highlights that corporate customers have been the primary drivers of satellite subscriptions, accounting for 96.9% of the user base, subscribing to speeds ranging from 100 Mbps to 1 Gbps. The report further notes that SpaceX-owned Starlink is boosting broadband uptake thanks to its competitively priced internet packages and high internet speeds, particularly in areas where internet access is limited, unreliable, or unavailable. The cost of fueling your vehicle will drastically reduce by half if Kenya starts importing natural gas from Tanzania. Farms in Tanzania have started converting vehicles to use compressed natural gas, to arousing reception by both nationals and environmentalists.
So basically, the utilization of natural gas in the transportation sector has been there in different markets for more than 30 years. And it is considered as a cheaper, cleaner, affordable and reliable source of energy. It is a friendly environment as it decreases the carbon dioxide emissions by 25% as compared to petrol and diesel. In Tanzania market, so the difference in prices between compressed natural gas and petrol and diesel is 50%, which is a very tangible and considerable amount of saving for the fueling cost. 1 kg gives around 9 to 11 kilometers.
Okay. So
depends on the traffic, on the efficiency of the vehicle, but this is the average.
One of the key areas to check is you need reliable suppliers. So for example, in our business, it is petroleum. We do have key partnership arrangements. We can work together with transporters. We work together with the regulatory agencies within the region. We work together even with other oil marketers to be able to deliver to our clients.
Well, that marks the end of business news tonight. On the other end of the studio, we have Bani Rukumu with the day's sports. Have a good night. My name is Irene Muchuma.
Hapa ni Butterfly Care Center. Na watoto hao wanahitaji proper improvement kwa dormitories, classroom, kitchen, vyoo, mahali pa kuogea na mahali pa kuchezea. Pamoja tuna nguvu, na ndio maana *570# option 4 kuna probox na 1 million Kenyan shillings. Inamaanisha kila stake ambao unacheza nayo ili kushinda probox au 1 million, part of it inatengwa ili kuimarisha maisha ya watoto wa Butterfly Care Center. Iko na ni mpya na inakufaa na ni star 570 hash option ya 4. Pamoja tuchezi tu, tunasaidia na tunashinda.
Wananifurusha hapa. Mimi nimelelewa hapa. Na wewe nani alikuambia kwamba hii nyumba ni ya babako?
Kaka. Saideje Kalum?
Una mashani ni mpenzi wangu.
Tumenita nini?
Unasema uongo baada ya machafu yote kakako aliyokufanyia?
Mimi kuna kitu sielewi kabisa, mimi sikuelewi.
Wala siko tayari kukuelewesha, umenisikia?
Mimi nimekuwa huko nje miaka mingapi? Mbona haikuwa aibu jamani?
Glad that you're still with us. It is time for the sports with me, Bernard Okumu. The national soccer team Harambee Stars lost 1-0 to the indomitable Lions of Cameroon in their return leg of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier at the Mandela National Stadium in Uganda, Kampala. Now, Harambee Stars had lost the first leg 4-1 last Friday in Yaoundé and were hoping for a perfect outing in the return leg. Substitute Boris Eno Takang scored Cameroon's lone goal in the 63rd minute, beating Kenya's custodian Brian Omondi through a free kick at the near post. Now, the loss was a big blow to Kenya's chances of sealing a ticket to the Africa Cup of Nations. Harambee Stars last graced the tournament in 2019 in Egypt. Cameroon are now perched at the top of Group J with 10 points, 6 ahead of third-placed Kenya. Namibia is last in the group with no point, and they did lose their match against Zimbabwe by 3-1. And now on to boxing, where former Kenyan boxer Evans Ashira Oure arrived in Mombasa today, where he is expected to attend a local boxing tournament on Thursday at KPA Makande Hall. Oure remains to be one of the best professional boxers to come out of the country and one of the most accomplished professional boxers in his adopted home country, Denmark. Now, the boxer said young upcoming boxing talents must work hard so that they can reclaim Kenya's lost glory. Oure is accompanied by his Danish best friends and his son, who also happens to follow his footsteps in the ring.
We're trying to pick up some of the talents from Mombasa. So they'll come there and we have 5-6 fights on that evening, and they will sit down, have a drink, celebrate a little bit, and enjoy the fight. We're trying to do all the stars, the young people, the one who have a talent, you can look at it and think like, wow, this is something. So we're only picking the best and make them do a small boxing event, which will be attended by many people from Mombasa.
And Briband Swimming Club bagged the lion's share of medals to emerge the overall winners of the Nairobi County Swimming Association Level 3 Swimming Championship held at Kyoto School. The event attracted over 500 swimmers drawn from Nairobi and environed.
Brabant bagged a record 82 medals, 38 gold, 28 silver and 16 bronze medals to win the men's category ahead of Comprehensive Swim Fitness Kenya and Parkland Sports Club, who took the second and third places respectively.
As you can see, the swimmers really organized themselves very well. Looking forward to getting the best times so that they can be able to improve on their portfolio in terms of the profile.
Brabant also won the girls category with 50 medals, 23 gold, 15 silver and 12 bronze medals.
I think we all tried our best. We're all trying to push ourselves, but
mostly we're just focusing on reducing our time so we can, go for like global meets. So yeah.
Seahorses Aquatic Center and Sailfish Swim Club completed the podium positions.
I've been a swimmer in Nairobi for a long time, since I've been 6, and now I'm 18, so there's a lot of years I've been swimming in Kenya. I've experienced swimming in Kenya, Nairobi specifically. Here's where I've been training. I've been to a lot of competitions representing Kenya, so I believe that I have the experience to talk about swimmers' problems or swimmers' opinions to the committee to help improve swimming in Nairobi.
In some of the individual events, Nathan Matimu took a time of 4 minutes, 34.74 seconds to win the boys 16 to 18 years 400 meters freestyle. Melissa Alala took a time of 1 minute, 33.36 seconds to win the girls 8 to 9 years 100 meters backstroke. The event attracted over 500 swimmers drawn from Nairobi and its environs.
And to athletics now, where Athletics Kenya has announced the commencement of its new calendar of events with the first leg of the cross-country series slated for Saturday at Machakos Teachers College. The event marks the beginning of a 6-leg series leading up to the Tokyo 2025 World Championships. Kapsokoni, Iten, Bomet, Olkalau and Kisii will then host the remaining 5 cross-country series weekend meetings on October 26th, November 2nd, November 30th, December 14th and January 4th in 2025, respectively. The AK Cross Country Machakos Weekend Meet will see participants take part in the 2-kilometer fun race, 6-kilometer under 20 women's race, 8-kilometer under 20 men's race, 10-kilometer senior men and senior women race, and 2-kilometer mixed relay race. And the Kenya Tourism Board and the Standard Chartered Marathon have signed a partnership agreement aimed at positioning the marathon for enhanced international participation. The strategic collaboration will serve as a channel to draw marathon runners and fans to the marathon for the next 3 years, starting with this year's marathon set for October 27th. Speaking during the announcement of the partnership, KTB CEO June Chepkemei stated that Kenya's marathon event serves as the perfect vehicle for showcasing the magic of Kenya to the rest of the world. The organizers of the marathon are targeting over 23,000 participants, both local and international.
We are positioning Kenya as home of great marathoners, and there is no better way than to support a marathon that will give the rest of the world a chance to come and run with Kenyans. This is the beginning of our sports tourism preposition. And going into the future, we are going to partner with like-minded partners.
There is a key KPI that we track, which is a number of nationalities that register in our marathon. Last year, we had 94 nationalities registered in our marathon. It's important for us to get as many people from outside the country to participate in the Standard Chartered Nairobi Marathon as much as we can.
Well, that does it for sports tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Bernard Okumu.
Okumu, fondly referred to as Okoch. And of course, earlier on, we had Nemo handling the business document. On the day that the women's group in Murang'a County endorsed Anne Waiguru as the next deputy president, should that impeachment motion sail through?
That's right, Tom. The women say the appointments of Anne Waiguru would entrench gender equality.
Oh, that's right. 2/3 gender. So we want to thank you really for watching on behalf of the entire Prime Edition team in the back end. My name is Tom Mboya.
I am Muchuma. Our sign language expert tonight is Brian Morado. Good night.
Good night. We'll be back tomorrow. Bye-bye from Nairobi, Kenya.
Technology has become a crucial part of our society. Without technological advancements, so much of our everyday lives would be drastically different. As technology develops, it strives to fulfill the changing needs of society. This means that technology exists to help us achieve the things that we wouldn't be able to achieve without it. Take on Tech looks at the advantages and downside of technological innovation in a world that is becoming increasingly dependent on new digital technologies. Every Monday at 10:30 p.m.
Wananifurusha hapa, mimi nimelelewa hapa. Na wewe nani alikuambia kwamba hii nyumba ni ya babako? Kaka.
Saideje Kalumbe?
Una mashani ni mpenzi wangu?
Tumenita nini?
Unasema uongo baada ya machafu yote kakako aliyokufanyia?
Mimi kuna kitu sielewi kabisa, mimi sikuelewi.
Wala siko tayari kukuelewesha, umenisikia?
Mimi nimekuwa huko nje miaka mingapi? Mbona haikuwa aibu jamani?